Hi, this is Miranda from My Scrappy Life and welcome back to my channel. This is another process video for Scrap Madness where it's a video a day, and I am using our sketch, my sketch that I personally made. So I got out the crepe paper carousel collection, and while you saw the sketch, there's tons of layering to this, so that's what I do on this layout as well. A lot of different twists and turns, but it works out perfectly. While you're watching me pull out the papers, Crystal from Pineapple Crystals, she contacted us and was like, hey, what if we all did the same thing? And I'm like, that's perfect. I said, what if we use the sketch that I provided for all of the guest designers as a little bit of a gift for joining Laura and I on this crazy thing? And she's like, sure. So this sketch is released. I have it on Pinterest and also in my group. Hashtag My Scrappy Life. Everything is linked down below for all of this as well, and play along. If you use it or any of that sort, tag me on it, tag Laura on it, and let us know what you have done. So as I'm going through all of these layering pieces and finding what I would like, I do change out that yellow piece down below because I happen to see that I've been pulling out the mint and reds and pinks colors instead of the yellow. So that's when I make this switch. And then I pull out more of the pinks and all that. And I didn't even realize that that's what I was doing when I was pulling the papers. And then I forgot, and I remembered that I had to go get the 6x6 or the 6x8 is what this one is, paper pad, because these pieces will work perfectly to back my cut file, or my photo, I should say. And in the sketch that I provided, I did 2 photos, but instead this time around I did only 1 photo to take up that space. It's kind of like 2 photos in one if you want to look at it. So I'm just flipping through. I have the full 12x12 paper pad, but the 6x8 I got it from somebody, and so they used some of it obviously, and that's why I didn't have every piece, but that's okay. I'm fine with that because it's I wanted, when I got all of these papers and stuff from Tuesday morning, I just never were able to get a lot of the collections that were there while I was stationed in Germany. These came out during that time frame, and I just didn't have a chance to like purchase all of it because for whatever reason I missed it or whatever the case may be. So I am now starting to layering. I did up some tearing, I did some distressing, I just did anything and everything I could think of, placed little bits and bobs here and there. I just wanted it to be a big massive paper / embellishment city layout. This photograph, you can't really see it in the on camera much, but this lake is Lake Bled that is over in Europe, and it's a church that is on an island, and this lake was around it. I know some of the history, but I don't know all of the history for this particular church that's on the island. And I went to the island. I will say that the church is definitely a tourist trap when you go out there, but you can ride the ferry boats that are pushed by one person to get you out there. You cannot have any they don't allow any boats on here, so it has to, like motorized boats, it has to be strictly like pontoon style, that's hand pushed, hand driven, whatever you want to call it. So it is a gorgeous lake, and this was the first night that we were there. So this trip here was, I went on this trip with a family that I did, what was it? I was a nanny, that's what it was. And it was the first night, and when I took this photograph, I didn't see a lot of the fog in the photograph as the sun was setting because it was monstrously hot that day. So it's probably steam that's coming off of the mountains from like the dew or whatever at night with the water and all of that stuff from the lakes, because this is the big lake, but there's lakes all over the place where this is at. So when I took this photo, I was like, this is stunning. Well, then when I actually got it printed out, I was like, wow, this turned out way better than I ever expected. So I had to scrap it. And there is tons and tons of swans. So I thought the swan was fitting for this. And the banner that I put up, or the flag that I put in there, it says welcome, because it was my first night there, so I thought that was fitting as well. And now I'm just placing the little bits and bobs that I have from all of the collections. I've got Bloom in here. I did pull out some carousel. I don't know, I just threw all of Crepe Paper, the Maggie Holmes, these collections that I got at Tuesday morning, all together. I didn't even care because it all matched. The color tones matched for everything. So I just placed all of it in, so I know that it's a bunch of all of that stuff put together. I think I even pulled out a little bit of confetti. And I placed this bird there as well because I just thought it looked cool. And make sure that you go check out Crystal's YouTube channel today, along with what she's doing for her process video and how she took my take on my sketch. And then check out Laura's as well today. Obviously, we're rounding down. We are on the 27th of March. And let me tell you, I'm excited. I only had one oops with layouts. This one is up just a tad bit late because I was trying to do a bunch of videoing last night so that I could be able to get up these semi on a decent time, because when I got back from my trip, I didn't have any process videos. So I was like trying to cram in a bunch. But I have not missed a day. Laura has not missed a day. And all of our guest designers have been amazing. All of their layouts have been amazing. Make sure that you check anything that's got the Scrap Madness video a day thumbnail. Check those out. All of the links for everybody's channels are in all of my process videos as well, so check those all out if you have not done so. If you are coming from any of the other channels, welcome. I'm grateful to have you. Thank you for joining and subscribing and following along on this crazy idea that Laura and I have, and I hope that you are enjoying this. Now, I added this banner that says delightful day, and that's what my title is going to be, is delightful day. I do a little bit of journaling because this is like my cover sheet to like Bled and all of the photos that I am going to be scrapping. This summer I think I'll probably finish up some of my smaller trips that I did while I was in Europe. Here's this confetti balloon that I added to the mix. The balloon really has nothing to do, it's the color tone, and I absolutely love the color to add just that little bit of something else. And I add these flowers at the top and the bottom with the bigger leaves just hanging out. Doesn't bother me a bit. I absolutely love them. And I'm placing up just these little pieces on the leaves and then leaving the other side alone, because I like that one side has that little extra dimension where the other doesn't, but it really still does because of the amount of paper that I placed on it. And I just absolutely positively love how this turned out. I just love this. I love this sketch. I love that I added all of these layers to this. I love all of these bits and bobs, and pretty much I am going to add just little things here and there. The still shots are at the end as well. I don't add anything. I grabbed this out thinking I would, but by the time that I actually got this layout done and what it looked like, it didn't fit. It wasn't whimsical enough for me, because that's kind of what this turned out to be. And then I just look through the sticker pads that I have, adds the little things. I get out my Silver Nuvo Micro Mist and do some splattering, do my journaling, and then that is it. I do have to look, I will say off camera, I have to put down the date. I can't remember exactly when I went, but I I will put down the date stamp off camera and after I film and do all of this stuff. But other than that, that is it. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.